everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're talking about my Patreon book club. So I started a Patreon at the very beginning of 2023, I think like January 1st basically of 2023, and it was a bi-monthly book club. And it fizzled out near the middle of the year. I think we got through July, getting into either August or September. I can't remember exactly like which month because it was bi-monthly. But I noticed that my life was getting a little bit more complicated with the kids and trying to start school, and Presley was having a really hard time with school at the very beginning of the school year this year, but also not all the people that were signed up were actually voting and participating. So I decided, because of the different complications that we had, I was going to put that on hiatus until I could figure out what exactly I wanted to do with it. So I am here with a brand new announcement. Going into 2024, I have revamped it a little bit, and I wanted to share, first of all, what the Patreon sort of looks like, what you're going to get with that, and then I also decided that we're going to do a monthly book club, and I'm going to be announcing the 3 books that we're going to be reading for the next quarter. So we're going to actually do January, February, and March's announcement today. So let's start with like the actual Patreon sort of side of it. This year in 2023, I only had one tier because it was something that I wanted to try, but I wasn't entirely too sure exactly what I wanted to do, and I just had one base level tier. This year I've decided I want to try 3. First of all, if you want to just sort of support me on my channel, get some behind the scenes little posts both on Patreon and in the Discord, because you will get access to the Discord. You can support me for $1. That's all you get, is you get to talk to me and my community, which is like my favorite aspect of BookTube, is being able to communicate to people and make friends that way. Actually, one of my friends this year actually is somebody who joined me originally on the Patreon book club, and I just absolutely love talking to people. So you get behind the scenes stuff, you get to know a little bit more about like the videos I want to do, my schedule, life updates, and you get the Discord for $1 a month. And that $1 a month tier, I'm calling it the Buddy tier because my original Patreon was the Bookish Buddies. We changed it a little bit. So the Buddy tier is $1 a month, and you get that community, you get the Discord, you get my behind the scenes sort of process. The next tier I have here is the Sidekick tier. I wanted these tiers to sort of be like friends, but related to books and video games. So like we have the Sidekick tier. This one is going to be $3 a month. This is going to get you the Discord just like normal. It is also going to get you the behind the scenes things, but this is where you get to join the actual book club and have exclusive live shows for the book club, but also I think I'm going to be doing some ones that are exclusive reading sprints and stuff like that as well. So you're going to get that extra side of it. You're going to get the book club and extra live shows. Then one other one that I have here is the companion tier, and this is going to be $7 a month because you're gonna get a physical bookmark every single month. This is going to be something that either I make or Presley makes or Elliot makes, and I will ship it out to you. So this tier, if you want to do this, you get everything else too, book club as well, but if you want to do this, you do have to provide an address on Patreon. For example, one of the bookmarks that I'm currently using in a book, and it has been creased a little bit just because of life and kids, but it is this sort of like watercolor looking one here. This is something that Presley made with foam paint. Like it's a foam finger paint sensory sort of thing, and I laminated it. So I have a laminating machine, I have foils, I do crochet stuff now, and I've had some really cool bookmark ideas that I really want to do because I'm a sucker for bookmarks. I don't know if you guys can actually tell because I sit in front of it a lot. I have a whole jar of bookmarks. I have way too many bookmarks. But so those are going to be the 3 tiers. The bookmark might not necessarily be related to the book that we're reading that month. It might be, we'll have to see, but it is going to be something handmade by me or my kids, depending on who wants to help me that month, and it will be shipped out to you. So those are the 3 tiers that we have here. I will also be posting at least the companions' names in my videos on the thank you screen. I might also do the Sidekick ones and Buddy ones. It really just depends on like how how quickly those sort of spots fill up. But I want to thank each and every one of you in general, so I'm going to probably be starting with everybody. So those are the tiers that we are going to do. If you have any questions, leave them down below, but I hope I hit everything that is on there. And so then getting into the actual book club. So if you are part of the sidekick or companion tier, you will 100% be able to participate in the book club, and we're going to be doing it sort of themed, or at least in my mind it's themed, and I want to be as diverse as possible. So for every quarter, so every 3 months that I announce this, I want to have one book that is a backlist book, one book that is a new release, and one book that is indie. It will also include like LGBTQ and POC authors and all this kind of stuff, but those are the 3 like main criteria that I really want to hit. 1, because I have a lot of backlist stuff that I definitely want to read, and I'm sure you guys do as well. 2, I'm always excited about new releases. And 3, I really do love indie books and want to see more people read indie books. So I have the first 3 months picked. They are going to go in that order: backlist, new release, and indie. And let me sort of walk you through what we're going to be reading. So the month of January is my birthday month. My birthday is on January 17th, and so what I have decided to do is make January a month where we read from one of the genres that I absolutely love, that I don't read enough of, which is sci-fi. I always say sci-fi is my favorite genre, and it basically is, but I end up reading fantasy and romance more. I don't know if it's because I'm extra picky with sci-fi too, but I love it. So we're going to be reading a backlist sci-fi title for the month of January, and I have picked The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This is one that I have heard about so much. I'm sure a lot of you guys have either read this already or know a lot of people that need to read this. Like, this is one that has been recommended to me a lot. It is something that I have been seeing for a while, especially because it is supposed to be queer characters. I don't know if this whole society is queer normative. Sci-fi does do that a lot, so I'm hoping, but it has queer characters. It's found family. I've heard it compared to Firefly, which is something that I absolutely love. I purchased this edition from Illumicrate because it's gorgeous. I really just love the space aspect of it. So I have the whole series that I have not read yet. So this is what we're going to be reading in January. We're going to read The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I am hoping to do the live show stuff around the first or second week of the next month, so we should have the live show discussion for this at the beginning of February. I will have polls and stuff for that in the Discord and on Patreon so that people can actually like make sure they're going to be there for this. I also know one thing that happened last year is a lot of people wanted to join, and so we did it through like the actual Discord like space where you can do videos and chat and stuff. But not everybody is in the same time zone, so we'll have to also figure that out, how we want to maybe even film the discussion of this so that anybody that doesn't happen to be in that current time zone when the live shows are happening can join as well, because I know I would want to do that if I somehow missed a show that I really, really wanted to see. So this is January's book. Now, February, as I feel like most people could probably guess, is Valentine's Day month, and so I really did want to read a romance, especially since I just mentioned earlier that even though I always say sci-fi is my favorite, I read a higher proportional number of romance books than sci-fi. So we are going to be reading a new release. This is a book that is actually coming out in January. We're not reading it until February, and then the live show will be at the very beginning of March sometime, so we do have time to read this, but I'm very excited. It's Say You'll Be Mine by Naina Kumar. So this is a book that is supposed to have fake dating and matchmaking Indian families, and I don't know, something about it sounds so good. It's been on my radar for a little while, and I'm very excited about it. Meghna Raman's parents wanted her to be an engineer, but instead she's followed her passion, becoming a theater teacher and aspiring playwright. But when she discovers that her beloved writing partner, best friend, and secret crush Seth is suddenly engaged, and not to her, she realizes he's about to become the one that got away. Even worse, he's asked her to be his best man. And worse than that, she's agreed. Determined to try and move on and relieve a bit of the pressure she feels, Meghna agrees to let her parents introduce her to a potential match. Maybe she'll even find the engineer her family wishes she had become. Grumpy, handsome engineer Karthik Murthy has seen enough of his parents' marriage to know that it isn't for him. He only agreed to his mother's matchmaking attempts to make her happy, never dreaming he would meet someone as vibrant as Meghna. Although he can't offer her a real marriage, a fake engagement could help Meghna soothe the sting of planning Seth's wedding festivities, and Karthik avoid the absurd number of setups his mother has planned for the next year. But as they find common ground, grow protective of one another's hearts, and learn to fall for the flaws they thought they hated, an undeniable chemistry takes shape. Soon, Meghna and Karthik's expectations and insecurities threaten to risk something that's become a lot more real than they hoped. So this is supposed to be a delightful trip back to the heyday of swoony romantic comedies from the 90s, but with a deep and poignant look at the effects of culture and family in our most intimate relationships. I am sold with the 90s rom-com, fake dating, fake engagement even technically, and this reminds me of the movie, is it called Wedding Season on Netflix, where it was very, very similar in the sort of Indian parents trying to set up people, and they had to keep going to weddings, and they were like, you know what, let's just fake date through this because it was too much pressure, and I absolutely love that movie. So I feel like this is going to be a fun one to read and discuss. So like I said, this is our new release. It will be coming out in January. We will read it in February. Now, March. March is going to be our indie book pick, and this one I picked because I wanted something spring. That's what I was going with. This one has flowers all over the cover. We're going to read The Name Bearer by Natalia Hernandez. I will also show, so this is the Rainbow Crate version. This is the original cover, and then this is the exclusive dust jacket thing. They both scream spring to me, so even if it's not necessarily set in spring or anything like that, that's why I'm going with this one. So this is going to be YA. The other two books that we have picked for the first 2 months are adults, and this is our indie book pick. This is going to be in the vein of flowers to me, spring flowers. I think it actually is the first book in the Flowers of Prophecy series, so I mean that definitely fits. It is going to be fantasy as well. I don't know 100% about it, but it is going to be more on that Latin America side. It says, for her entire life, the name bearer's sole purpose has been to receive and deliver the names of the future monarchy from the Flowers of Prophecy. But when the child is finally born and the name bearer is sent to the flowers, they refuse to name him. Instead, they deliver a prophecy. Another child was born who is more worthy of the naming, and if they are found and brought before them, it will usher in a reign of peace. So we're going to have some fantasy aspects. I'm very excited for this. Also, because this was the Rainbow Crate edition, we have nutrition facts, so this will give us a little bit more about it as well. So what it says here is we do have representation. I like that they have this on here. We have sapphic representation, non-binary, plus size, Latinx, and Afro-Latinx. The genre is Latin-inspired fantasy. Plot, we have magic flowers, slow burn, discovering yourself, and weapons training. And for the demographic, okay, so this actually is saying it's 50 adult and 50 young adults, so it's probably a crossover novel. I've seen it shelved for sure as young adult, but hey, that's fun. I'm glad we have some crossover appeal here, and this is going to be our book for March. So again, I don't obviously have February's book here, but these are the first 2 books that we have for the whole quarter. We have January's book and March's book and February's book, and I hope you would want to join me on this journey. Again, we're going to have 3 different tiers for the Patreon, including the book club and the fact that I want to get a little bit crafty for bookmarks. So let me know if you have any suggestions for other months for the book club down below, or if you decide to join the Patreon or the Discord. You can always give suggestions because I have not picked out the next set of books yet. But I'm very excited to try this out again with a little bit more direction from my part, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye.